and Woody likes the crooked cock.
My opponent over here, he does a really nice thing. He brought a bunch of cute kids up front. Some of them feel familiar, but yeah. He's like, you see this, folks? He has no idea. He smelled that young woman's head.
I wish he said some of them smell familiar.
Yeah, I can smell. Is that palm olive? Is that yeah, you're that tropical bitch. Yeah,
a terrible human being.
No, you know, all of these fucking politicians are terrible.
Oh, they're all terrible. Yeah. There are very few of them with any redeeming qualities.
I'm just waiting to see what the next generation from like the millennials ends up being like, if it's going to be the same level of bullshit and just delusion going forward.
I think it's human nature. I think we've always been full of shit. I think if you went back to the old like Roman Senate, they were probably just as bad.
Yeah,
maybe even more pedo.
More pedophilia. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like,
that's their campaign platform.
Under a toga.
He's sniffing the girl's pussy instead while he's voting on a bill. And everybody's just like, oh, look, Cassius got himself a new one.
Yea, verily, I put to the floor that we should reduce the age of consent from 7 to 5.
Days.
Yes.
No longer will the law keep the most supple of Roman citizens away from the Senate.
Just a huge pause between the number and the fucking.
Tell me, how many of thine balls be heavy and full with semen? What better place than a boy's hole?
Jesus.
That was the Greeks.
So they probably.
More.
I wonder how much of that shit was true.
I'm gonna go with all of it because it entertains me.
That there were just whole entire successful empires where they're just molesting kids. Well, I guess we're one, so never mind. I redact all of that. You know,
wait, we're an empire that molests children?
I'm saying like the Epstein thing and like all that. Like, and obviously Epstein isn't the only guy. It's not like he got shut down and all the elites are like, oh well shit, like where am I gonna get young pussy now? Like no, there's some other guy with another island out there, or some underground bunker,
Epstein
or perhaps a pizza place in DC where they molest kids. So
that's real.
It's absolutely real, and there's no way to fact check it.
Not a bit. No.
Wish I knew how.
I wish I knew how to fact check Pizzagate. How much of a fool are we all gonna feel if in like 5 years they're like, yeah, the pizza thing was real. Like everybody's gonna feel like a jackass. I don't think that's gonna happen. But
I want to say there was something recently about that where like one of the guys who was like front and center saying the Pizzagate thing was ridiculous just turned out to be a pedophile. It was just like,
oh, I saw that too. The guy on Twitter, and his name even included like cheese pizza in it, like CP, child pornography, cheese pizza, and he was like leading the charge, like people saying.
Hardest thing.
And then just a few months later, it's like so and so indicted on counts of molesting children. So.
It doesn't mean child porn. Cheese pizza, it means child pussy. You fools! Like, come on. Oh wait, are we live? Oh. Yeah, there's just so many pedophiles. Like you hear about like a ring of them getting caught every day. It seems like 187 international pedophiles rounded up today in global sting. It's like, it happens so often.
I wonder if it's like the underlying motivation to get into politics is because that's your like.
Or
to get
that's when I became a priest.
The underlying qualification to get into politics. Maybe they're like, well, we could definitely help with your campaign, sir, but I'm going to need you to have your way with this young child.
It's like instead of killing a guy to get into you have to do this.
Go ahead.
Isn't that kind of what Epstein's whole thing was to bring powerful people to that island and entrap them and then have shit on them that they couldn't deny if they went against whatever
I have heard that.
Wanted?
Well, if that were the case, they'd have never let that guy live. Shit.
Well, they certainly wouldn't have let him get to court, and they wouldn't have exposed any records from the island, and they wouldn't have ever allowed those hard drives to go. And then they would probably,
shit. I always go back to like, must be pretty good though, right? They're all risking it for the biscuit.
Right?
What is?
They're all risking it for the biscuit.
You know, like what is it about that child ass that is making all these people commit the ultimate sin? Like
The
there's nothing
forbidden
lower.
fruit.
How young are the
There's
girls?
nothing lower.
How young are
Yeah,
the
nobody
girls? Are
dislikes
these
anyone
like
who-
16 and 17-year-old girls? Or
No, because
6
that's
and
not
7?
pedophilia.
Well, no, the thing was is that like, or what's accused or assumed is that he would bring powerful people there, have a, let's say, 15-year-old there as a basic sex slave who looked much older, looked legal, and then film any nefarious activities going on between a powerful person and her. And then suddenly it's like, did you realize you just slept with an underage person? Really? Huh. Well, I've got HD video of it, so you're going to vote yes on that.
We're talking about like a
resolution, aren't you?
15-year-old Brooke Shields. No way to know.
No way to know. I don't know what she looked like at 15.
Brooke Shields
She
looked
looks-
18 at 12. It's one of her
Oh.
defining characteristics.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon. That I think was she literally 12? How old was she? I think we've looked
Let me
this
see
up
how old she
before.
was in Blue Lagoon. It was 1980, and Brooke Shields is.
Isn't that the movie where they had like actual naked kids?
Yeah.
How do you get away with that? That is
The
fucked.
premise of the movie is their family's sailing. The sailboat has some sort of problem, and they get cast away on this island by themselves. I don't know if the parents didn't make it to the island or if they died early, but the
Yeah, I've never
brother
seen
and sister become the only surviving members of this island, and they're like prepubescent, and they go through puberty over the course of the movie, and fuck each other and figure out how to survive. And it's actually a pretty good movie. It's been
Yeah, she's
forever.
like 13, 14.
13 or 14.
And they show a naked 14-year-old.
You see her bush, if I recall.
Well, that
I mean,
isn't
her
that
first
illegal?
role. Her first role was when she was 12. She had the leading role in Louis Malle's film Pretty Baby, in which she played a child prostitute.
He was typecasted.
She was typecasted. I'll bet she was.
Well, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shouldn't be able to make that movie. It's a coming of age story. It's like, no, you just want to look at naked kids.
Did Weinstein
Fucking
produce
weirdo.
this thing?
He may have. Who knows? His only redeeming quality is that I think his Weinstein company produced Lord of the Rings,
Didn't he
which
get
gives a lot
coronavirus?
of forgiveness.
I heard he got the corona. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he really?
I heard the Tiger King might have it too. I know they put him in some sort of isolation ward or something.
Corona
I hope the
in
Tiger King's
prison?
okay, and I hope Weinstein survives it so he can spend a lot of time in prison.
Okay. Yeah, a prisoner with coronavirus must instantly give it to everybody. It
Yeah.
spreads via breathing, coughing. There's no isolation in prison, I think. Not much.
Yeah, I would imagine it's one of the worst places.
Not a
to
whole
fire.
lot.
Not a
Wild.
whole lot. Yeah, and if you go 2 weeks without symptoms, you would bump into 600 people before they quarantine you. It's
It was when it was, I don't know, like 100